Deputy Dog is already here.
The flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Diane Allen. Ray Dorsey.
Here.
Jamie Schiffer.
Here.
Joe Turner.
Here.
Al Ellis.
Here.
We're going to skip to change the agenda order, moving the public hearing. Oops. We're going to change the agenda order, moving the public hearing for the farm overlay district only to right now.
To right now. Aye.
Okay, now we can change it. We're going to open the public hearing for the farm overlay district. We're going to move the farm overlay district only.
Do the public hearing first. A motion and a second.
Oh, yeah.
We have a second.
I move that we open the public hearing.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now you go. We're going to move the farm overlay district to Tuesday, January 20th at Exeter Fire down here. So it's just for the farm overlay district. The rest of the meeting we're going to conduct tonight. What does that mean? It's going to be at 6:30.
Yep. So you're not going to discuss the rezoning right now?
That's correct.
The whole reason everybody's here.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
Everybody's outside.
So we
Yeah.
gotta get a room that can-
We're over capacity.
So January 20th at the fire department.
At 6:30 at the fire station.
Okay then.
It's still not.
Guess that's it.
Okey-doke.
Plenty of room now.
Yeah.
It'll be better.
Farm overlay is gonna be on January 20th. 6:30.
The one crossing the golf course.
You're not the only one that knows it's carried. Some of us have been around this a few times.
Oh, you're not bad. It's Sherry. I don't know, is it at 6:30? No, I'm used to
It's very well treated. But thank you. I don't even look like that necessarily.
Thank you. Okay,
It's hard. First thing we're gonna do is
Mark,
I wouldn't recommend it myself. We're going to try and warn
well, like the Monday arrive, we would fly over this way.
We're gonna go for a heck of a ride. It's gonna be well enough. It's actually a walk. So it's a good size, so.
We want it further down where they opened up Garden Road.
And they go 90
They do 9 miles an hour. When you tell them to slow down, they
I'd have written every bit of town because they say 75 miles an hour.
But we used to live on a dead-end road. You know how spoiled we got? I had one person that
I
lived
didn't
past me.
decide that. I just.
No, I know, we're just,
Here's the thing, go to council, maybe you'll get them to tell me to do it. And once they tell me to do it, I'll have to. Here you go.
Hey, you have a good case in your building.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
we thought you were just there and then came back 3 hours later.
Absolutely.
That poor deer.
Yeah. So you hit a deer with,
Car, I'm a car
you hit a deer with your BMW.
Like, I was driving home one night from work, and I saw the Sierra on the side of the road. I got out of my car and started driving it. It was dead. I cried my eyes out. I was so scared.
It'll be done by the 20th. It'll be changed.
It was advertised for here and all day.
Yeah, and now you. No, I understand that. So now you don't have to advertise.
Can you just take a ride and look at the top of the door at one?
All right, I'll bring the people out.
You check that out for me. And if I need to hit you get a bigger first than that, right? Name the police here. Don't know about it. Yeah, very tricky.
Well, the smell, I don't think they'll go as far. People don't know. And you haven't told them. They haven't been properly told. It's all right.
More me than anyone. I think it's super. See the money.
You're gonna be out of town.
Well, for the focus is,
Yeah, I can't do it.
It is right there. Yeah.
what there's, I mean, with Ben. But they were doing.
That was the end. That was the end.
I love this. We used to have one for springtime. Be back in second.
So everybody here understands we're not having a public hearing tonight on the Farm Overlay District. Okay, everybody knows that.
Okay, to continue, just so you know, the town of Exeter offices and departments will be closed Martin Luther King Day, Monday, January 19th, 2026. And now we have the approval of the consent agenda.
Just, Madam,
Does anyone want to pull?
just, Diane, just a minute, please. As we move through the consent agenda, last month you call for a vote on each item and
Oh, I'm
that.
not doing that.
Okay, okay.
I thought
I'm just
maybe.
gonna, if anyone has any.
I understand, yeah, I would, are you on D now for communications?
Yeah,
What?
Reynolds Trust, no one wants to.
Oh,
pull
right,
anything.
no, 1 and 5 for me, please.
Okay, Bill, anything? Jamie? I was gonna pull one too, so, also.
Ray, have any?
Cool,
Bill sheet, does anyone have to pull anything? Bill sheet, tax assessors, and C. I'm not going to do the approval of minutes because people were, not everyone was here, and we'll have to do that probably in 3 different motions. Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda excluding D, approval of minutes.
okay, hold on 1 second. I got one more, I did something from the, just approval of minutes. December,
You were absent.
right, for executive session, you have me. So, that's all.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Then we'll take approval of minutes separately. I'll make a motion to approve the special meeting on December 4th and a special executive meeting also on December 1st. A second?
Just 1 and 2?
Yeah, because December 1st, I've
Okay.
forgotten who I was.
Special and regular, so they go.
Yeah, there were 2, but I can't remember, someone wasn't here. A second, any second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Abstain? Maybe I was wrong on that one. Then, make a motion to approve the regular meeting December 1st and the regular executive session December 1st.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And then, approval of the special meeting December 15th, the special meeting executive session December 15th, I think that's the one that we're not at.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
One abstention. Okay, vacancies and appointments. Personnel board, I don't think we have. Rural, Exeter Rural Land Preservation Trust Committee, I don't think we have anything. Board of Tax and Assessment Review, alternate member, nothing. And Planning Board clerk, still nothing. Resignations, we had none. Appointments, Social Services Director,
Diane, we did have one on the planning board.
oh, we did?
Just one, but I spoken to the gentleman and he's looking, it's, well, it's not really looking for clerk position, he's looking at more like in the social service. So, guess we continue to post.
Social Services Director, we should make an appointment to interview. We do have 6 applicants now, I believe. 5 is all. I'll make some. When is good tonight for anyone? Do that? It'd be just a work session.
Do you want to put a motion on the floor and we'll discuss, or could I make a motion now for discussion? I would like to move. I had a lengthy conversation with Jessica, and I'm not sure, she said she was gonna come, but I guess she didn't come yet.
Upstairs.
I'm sorry?
She's upstairs.
Oh, hello?
You want me to go get him?
Yeah, would you just give a call, Ted, because I talked with her, and I'm gonna tell you what my motion is, and then we can discuss it. I move that, sorry. I move that Jessica arrange interviews with the folks that have applied for this week, for either Thursday, Friday, before Jessica begins her new job. So that so the two of them can participate during the day, and then make a recommendation to us eventually. Lynn, you seem, you won't be here Friday, or Thursday, either one, okay? And that was a thought I had. Maybe someone else could sit with Jessica. I don't know that we all need to. Was that your intent, that everybody
Yeah,
need?
it was my intent to have the town
Me,
council
well-
do the
We just have to take a motion.
Well, I didn't really, I'm withdrawing it. Well, because you can't participate, Lynn. So I think we ought to engage Jessica.
I'm here, Cal.
Are you here?
I am here.
Hi, oh, there she is.
Sorry, I was
There
on
she
stage.
is. So I've talked with Jess, she starts a new job on Monday. So I was hoping that something could be done this week for her sake, and for our sake, so that we know that there's somebody in place. So I had just suggested, Jess, you missed this. I had suggested a motion that would involve you and Lynn interviewing at the end of this week. But that, I backed off on that, because Lynn's not gonna be available. So I don't know whether, Diane, if you had any time, I don't know that I don't know. Diane thinks we should all meet. Jess, have you got any thoughts?
It doesn't have to be this week. I have set it up so that programs are in place to run for the rest of the month, and I do have access to the email and the phone for the rest of the month. And things are pretty set through January, but it would be nice to appoint someone in February to ensure the continuation of services. It doesn't have to be this week, but I am available after this week, nights and afternoons to do interviews.
Afternoons and evenings?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll make a motion just to set up interviews with Jessica and the town council and the applicants. And do I have a second?
That's when?
Second.
I haven't decided when, then we can discuss it. When is good? I know Joe's gonna be away for a while.
Just a week of the 12th, 12th through 16th.
So, today is 5, it's
Next
12,
Monday.
so it's next week.
Next Monday.
Would you be available maybe on Monday? The 19th, the 3rd?
Was there a second?
Yes.
Yeah. So we can figure out.
Yes.
That is a
That's the
holiday.
holiday.
Yeah,
Oh, shoot, that's right, that's Martin's.
that's fine with me, but I don't know.
Okay.
January's a busy month. I mean, we got Ben, 27th, right, we have the 20th,
You have
now,
the
public
15th,
hearing,
and you have the 15th.
15th, which one, 15th? Oh, yeah, the school, joint meeting
That's
school.
right, so it's-
January's gonna be busy for me.
How about later in this week? Is anyone available this week?
Yeah.
Kelly's bringing, I am. Jessica this week,
I could be available this week.
Calvin, how about you?
You said this week?
Yeah, like Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, well, whenever you, in my opinion, I just wanna let you know, I think Jessica, who knows what has been done, is the one that should talk to people who wanna come forward, cause, well, we can all talk, to them, but I would be happy to have, Jessica make a recommendation to us. But if you set up the interviews, I'll be here if I can.
Okay, is Wednesday a good night for everyone?
I'll be at the food bank on Wednesday.
Oh.
Thursday or Friday would be better.
Thursday?
I think Thursday is gonna be problematic for posting, right? So I think you have to be, you're looking at Friday to.
Friday because
for
of
open
posting?
meetings.
Okay.
Okay.
You want to do it
Friday?
during the day, or you do it Friday
Well, she's gonna be not available.
No, Friday I'm
night?
available.
This week she is.
Uh,
Friday during the day.
He's,
I'm
you're
available.
probably oh, okay, you are, Friday during the day?
Yes.
You are afraid?
Not till after.
No.
I am. Do you want to interview too?
Who, me? No, I'm not gonna be there.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be there.
Calvin, are you available Friday during the day?
I think I could be. I just want to make one more point. The fact that now we have to post this as a council meeting, we would not have to do if Jessica met with one person from the council, but when we all get together, it must be posted. And I don't have a problem with posting, except that it's another process that we have to go through. And I'm gonna say it again. I would like her to interview and make a recommendation. End of story. So
Well, we
so
could do
set it
this
up,
week, though.
set it up as you wish, and I'll be here if I can.
If 2 council members and Jessica do it, we don't have to post. If 3 do it, we have to post.
There you go. So you and you,
Well, Joe?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
or Jamie, I
What
don't mean to
time
cut
is-
anybody out.
What time is it? Oh, that's where they're helping.
Jamie, I don't mean to cut you
No,
out.
We can flip this.
What?
Joe can do a couple and we can do a couple.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, so Friday,
10 a.m.
10
10 a.m.?
Can you do 10?
and
Yes. I
here.
don't think they asked you.
All right.
To make sure the applicants.
Does that work for you?
10 a.m.,
Oh,
but-
yeah, you're right. See, we don't know about applicants. It's another reason best not to post, because then you don't know exactly what time is best.
So Friday at 10 a.m.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We need to appoint a tree warden. Rob is a tree warden.
Yep.
I move that we reappoint Rob as our tree warden.
Second.
Second.
Discussion, he is qualified, he has, what, the certification?
A
that
licensed
you need?
arborist.
He's a licensed arborist. I only raise that for the record because I think it's important, not only for the folks here to know, but for the record to show that he is a licensed arborist and can serve as the tree warden.
You made the motion, second. All those in favor?
Aye. Congratulations.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Rob. Yeah,
Congrats, Rob.
may no trees fall in the middle of the night.
My pleasure.
Expiring terms, none. Public hearings, we've moved one of them, but we still have the proposed amendment to the Exeter Code of Ordinances. So I'll make a motion to open the public hearing for the proposed amendment to the Exeter Code of Ordinances, Chapter 42, Taxation, Article 9, exemptions for owners of low or moderate income housing in its entirety.
One second.
Okay, public hearing is open. I just want to make a few quick comments to start off. The state of Rhode Island has changed all the low and moderate income stuff again. So instead of basing their taxes on market value, they're based now on whatever their purchase price is. So if they bought it in 2009 and paid $20,000, $200,000, $20,000, it's probably worth $400,000 today. And we had worked out a way, it's kind of a complicated way, that we could help them, give them money back. But now that it's going to be at their purchase price, we don't really need that. But I'll have Terry explain. It is complicated.
The state of Rhode Island now requires lower moderate income homes to be assessed at sales price versus market value. We've allowed for exemptions when we previously priced them at market value. Now that we have to reassess them based on sales price, the amount is going to be reduced substantially, so we will now look to remove the exemption that we would provide to them previously that would allow further reduction in their taxes.
How much is that a loss to the town?
$100,000 in tax dollars.
I have a question. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
So if I bought a house in 2014 and I paid $20,000 for it, okay? Now they're gonna restructure everything and they're gonna say that now that you're only gonna tax me on that money, correct? The 2014 when I purchased it.
Assess that.
Now when I go to sell it, how much can I sell it for?
20,000.
You can sell it, well, there's a slight amount of appreciation that they can sell it for, but there's a standard in place. And so when it resells, if you sell that home that you bought for 20,000, based on the appreciation, let's say it goes for 25,000, the new owners will be assessed at that 25,000. But you can sell it for slightly more.
So when they sell it, it's just a transfer of money. It's not like they can sell it to somebody for 400,000,
No.
but they only get
There's a
20.
covenant
It's gotta
in
be
place.
sold back to a low-income house.
Right,
Thank
for
you.
99 years.
Thank you.
Yes.
Any other questions? Or
That'd be all luck.
we do have a sign-up sheet here, Asa Davis.
Asa Davis, 146 Beechwood Hill. On this ordinance change, I had a chance to talk to Kerry about it in reference to the comment about the 130K cost at one of the prior meetings. I wasn't clear on what the cost was with the current town ordinance or whether that was meant the new state mandate change. And I learned today that roughly 40 households could qualify for the $1,000 rebate, which we have now. And each year, roughly 18 do. So about, the cost of the town right now is about 20K a year. So repealing that ordinance would take that 20K back to the town, at least according to the town current tax base. The new state mandate, which effectively increases the amount, makes it available to all the LMI properties, whether they apply for it or not, is projected to cost about $130,000. Thomas Jefferson said, "The measure of a society is how it treats its weakest members." I was concerned about the ordinance repeal at first because I didn't want to see anyone hurt by it. Based on what Kerry told me, it doesn't seem like that will happen since no one gets dropped from the old program to the new. There's much to be said for using last sale price to determine real estate taxes instead of indexed valuation estimates. It takes a lot of guesswork and cost out of the equation. It tends to reduce real estate churn and appraisal costs, and that could be good or bad depending on whether you're in the real estate appraisal or valuation businesses. As they found out in California also, after Proposition 13 was implemented, the benefits over a long period tend to accrue to the higher wealth households, like in Beverly Hills, Santa Monica, and Atherton. And I'm gonna give you copies of this on email for all of this stuff. That's a chart of what happened in California. So I think in the long run, this program is gonna need some adjustment at the state level. But as long as the town is repealing ordinances, it should repeal the building permit fee ordinance. I did just file an APRA appeal with the Attorney General over this. For some reason, Ken Sylvia thinks the current formula used to determine the building permit fees is now confidential. So that wound up going to the AG over for an APRA complaint. But the existing building code ordinance does need to be repealed. The state building code 23-27-3-100.1.7 repeals local authority to apply separate building permit fees. And I'm gonna give you all this too, so you don't have to write down the one. This was brought to the council's attention in 2024. Ron DeFrancesco wrote the council a memo. It was referred to him and Ken. No action was taken through October of 2024. The non-compliant ordinance is still in effect, and the town is still over-collecting on building permit fees. And that is something that should be addressed and taken care of by the council. Thank you.
Ted?
No, they answered my question.
Oh, okay.
That nice young lady in front there.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, does anyone on the
I'd only like to thank Carrie, you know, she's the one who researched and brought it to our attention, and you recommend that we move forward on this, don't you, Carrie? Thank you.
Just wanted to mention that I will be drafting a letter to send to the property owners because the forms were set to be going out shortly. So I'm sure I'll be receiving calls, so I just want to inform them of the statute and that we're honoring it and that we'll be doing away with the exemption if this passes.
I hope everyone here has had an occasion to, in a good way, have an interaction with our tax assessor, because she's an extraordinary tax assessor. Thank you, Kathy.
Here, here.
Yep.
Who was that?
I think both of us.
And I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And I'll make a motion to accept the proposed amendment to the Exeter Code of Ordinances, Chapter 42, Taxation, Article 9, exemption for owners of low or moderate income housing in its entirety. Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Public comment. Public comment. Katrina Thornley?
Do I have to come up there? Can you hear me?
Oh, we can probably.
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Thank you.
Hi, Katrina Thornley. I live on Bates Schoolhouse Road, and I'm here to talk about 94 Bates Schoolhouse Road, where they're operating a commercial business out of a CR5 district, which is obviously a violation. There's large vehicles going through a dirt road, cause a lot of damage, and he does a great job on our road, but there's still potholes right in front of where they pull in, right where they leave. The erosion has caused damage to Browning Mill Pond and Roaring Brook. They have employees that either drive fast or they park in the road and block you from going anywhere. They park in front of our house late at night at like 1 in the morning. So it's like, I don't know, but if you're a woman and there's a weird guy parked outside your house, it's a little uncomfortable. What else? And actually this weekend they crashed on Baker Pines, so we're not the only ones complaining about their driving. I have records for you guys, and I contacted the Richmond State Police as well. I think I sent emails to most of you, and I appreciate your feedback, and I hope you guys do the right thing and actually listen to our zoning ordinances. Done.
Thank you.
Asa Davis?
Asa Davis, 146 Mapleville. I'd like to thank the town for trying mediation last month. I'm sure you'll hear other versions, but in my view, we couldn't get over some of the restrictions and additions that were being added, which weren't part of the original scope. I do thank Mr. Turner and Mr. Schiffer for attending the mediation. I realize it wasn't a good use of your time, but I appreciate the effort. You have a bright future on the council, things are getting better, and I hope the experience wasn't too discouraging and you stick around because the town needs your help. The primary issues I saw getting stuck on were the building permit case, which required absolving bad behavior with no penalty, and releasing and indemnifying personnel, including the town solicitor, for everything from the start of the plant until today. I couldn't agree with that. It looked to me like the GSM lawyers have a conflict of interest. The issue with indemnification, particularly when bad behavior shows, is that it puts you on the hook for a high likelihood of a repeat. For Rhode Island Statute 45-15-16, the town shouldn't be doing it, and I also refuse. On the building permits, the town wanted a dismissal of that too, but I couldn't agree. Ron DeFrancesco remains in his building inspector position, has not disgorged any of his improper gains, is still not updating the formula as required by ordinance, and the town is paying to defend his behavior. The town continues to collect more than authorized. I've heard more than once, starting with Scott Millar's denial of a plan change based on an incorrect injunction opinion from Site quote, "It's legal advice from the town's lawyer, we have to follow it." The correct answer is no, if it's wrong, you don't. This doesn't rise to that level, but following the advice of Hans Frank or Arthur Seyssen Court didn't work out well. Both very persuasive lawyers, both executed at Nuremberg after the Third Reich crumbled. Our system doesn't work like that, it's different. Nuremberg, Cali, My Life prove this. It doesn't matter if it's military or civilian. Following illegal orders doesn't absolve you, it makes you an accomplice. Ask Sylvia when the injunction expired from the original Rhode case. The answer is December 2022. If you hear any other answer, as the planning board did twice from Steve Seipel, it's your responsibility to question it and speak up. If we had gotten honest answers at the planning board, multiple court cases and significant expenses on both sides would have been avoided. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, 217.
Oh, wait a minute,
Good, he's
they're gonna miss you.
Save it for next time, right?
All right, go for it.
You should hold your name.
Can you hear me okay from back here?
No, no, I can't. I couldn't even hardly hear beyond me before, but that's just me.
Sometimes you don't even remember when I speak, so. I'm here for the same concern.
Identify yourself.
My name is Rita Cassidy and I live on Arcadia Road, and I'm speaking on the same concern that Katrina Thornley had. The vehicles that she spoke of, 20,000-pound trucks and tandem trailers. It was a tandem trailer that crashed on Saturday. They spend time also exiting onto Arcadia Road on a curve. They back up traffic, and we have lots of traffic now. It's kind of cool that people are rediscovering the state park again, but they're people that are not local, so they don't know how to drive on our roads anyway. But it's not 165 that we're talking about, it's Arcadia Road. And when the trucks come out, there's an address, 83 Arcadia Road, and that's how they exit onto Arcadia Road. And they're large trucks, so they're blocking the road as cars come around a bad corner. The cars either have to come to a standstill, so there's actually a traffic backup on Arcadia Road, or if they're coming faster than they should be, when they round the corner, the truck has now negotiated into the right lane, the correct lane, but whoever's coming around the corner passes on the left into head-on traffic. That quarter-of-a-mile stretch from Arcadia Road to where Mr. Tree comes out, there's at least 8 kids, and at least that, and they can't walk between the houses. It's just not safe. And the road, probably that quarter-of-a-mile stretch could probably look better than it does, but it's the gateway to the Arcadia management area. That's a CR5 zone. And so in addition to the air pollution, the water pollution, encroaching on the other people's property that are neighboring, the noises, 7:30 in the morning, the trucks, it's not supposed to be that way. But those trucks are a major concern, and when people are passing, they usually make it by that 20,000-pound truck hauling wood chips, stumps, tree logs. That truck, the cars are passing that truck right in front of my house. So it becomes a danger to 4 driveways. And I just want to say, I hope that you do the right thing, because something bad is going to happen, not just in Richmond. It's going to happen in Exeter with those trucks. Thank you.
Justin, Joseph Campbell.
anybody else sign up for public comment?
Did you wanna say something, Rebecca?
Might have been somebody else.
Yeah, I signed up for the wrong one.
Oh, maybe it is.
Hey, go
Can I
ahead.
say one more thing? So she referred to 83 Arcadia Road, and that doesn't actually exist. There was never a subdivision, it's all one property. She also mentioned that she hopes nothing bad happens in Exeter, but they have already ran over and killed a dog, so.
And now, new business. Solicitor's application.
Good night, sir.
Renewal by Anderson, Reservoir Road, Smithfield, Rhode Island. Consultation for windows and doors. They'll be doing it from 12 p.m. to 6:30.
Is Hernan Avila here?
No, I'm his manager, Joshua Kelly. Hernan's on vacation, so I'm just speaking for him.
Oh, good.
Come on up.
Thanks, coming up.
All right. Yeah, so Hernan Vila Jr.'s been a canvasser with Renewal by Anderson for 8 years now. So what he would be doing is just going door to door, set up free appointments for window and door replacement. The prices are good for a year. It's also a good opportunity to follow up with some of our previous customers, many of whom would live in Exeter here, to follow up, see how everything's holding up, and also to schedule service appointments if need be, and to let them know what their warranties are or to remind them. I'm sorry?
Your name again?
Joshua Kelly.
Does anyone have any questions?
Should we say goodnight to them?
John.
Lynn, does he have everything?
Yep, he's got all requirements.
Yeah, all the requirements. Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Perfect, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I'll make a motion to accept application for the solicitor's license for Hernan Avila renewal by Anderson, 10 Reservoir Road, Smithfield, Rhode Island. Free consultations for windows and doors, 12 p.m. to 6:30. A second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Just a
All
quick
more
question,
discussion?
I'm sorry, just a point of information. Can I just ask, Town Sergeant, have you ever had any complaints about the other folks that have gone to?
Not with renewable, Anderson windows, no, not that I've had any complaints from those people.
Okay, well, that's what we want to hear.
Yeah, try to be very.
Anyone else? Yep. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Transition from elected social services director to appointed social services director. I'm not sure what that is, Cal.
No, Lynn?
That's, so you can decide if this position's part-time or full-time, what the duties are gonna be, what the hours, days are gonna be. Because you're having interviews at the end of the week, I need to have this information.
Ken, did you have a chance to, you were going to look into that?
Well,
It's 21 hours,
Well, if it's
part-time.
it's a discussion that's gotta happen. It's pretty basic, you know, you want part-time or full-time.
Right.
And then it comes into the budget. And it can't really happen until the finance town meeting approves it, if there's a change in the current status.
And right now it is 21 hours.
I'm sorry, but Jess,
elected, so it was whatever.
well,
Now it's appointed, you have to decide.
Jess had again, I had a lengthy I don't know, maybe the rest of you have talked with her. Have you had a conversation with Jess?
Yes.
All right, well then I don't mean to speak then, Joe, if you want to take it over from here. Okay. Jess suggested that someone, and she has someone that's been very helpful in the food bank, that could be an additional, she has money in her budget for providing someone with a small stipend. Maria, I should talk with you.
I know, but she had some ideas about using a little bit of her own money in her own budget to provide a stipend for the food bank that has, really morphed into a lot of work and a lot of support and volunteers, but somebody still needs to be there.
Yeah. The issue, I think, of part-time versus full-time is what Ken just spoke of. Right now, the salary is what it is for a part-time position, and if we were to make it full-time, there'd also be health benefits that would be involved, and one could say that a full-time job, the salary is roughly 30,000.
37,066 for this fiscal year.
No, I'm just saying that my thought is, for now, it probably should remain part-time, but that the new person should understand that assistance can be given for the food bank, because that's a whole extra piece. So, just try to, that is if,
That the council needs to consider.
that is if the new person is to continue all the activities that Jessica has initiated. If it's too much, then the person shouldn't do the things. I mean, there is no, call it, job description that says she must do this or must do that. She's taken the initiative to start programs that have taken a lot of her time. So I'm not sure what to say, but that's my thought. I mean, based on my conversation with her. But of course, full-time is nice.
She's present.
Oh, but offering someone a full-time job at $30,000 is, to me, a bit of a slap in the face. I'm just saying, if the council wants to move that way, but I don't think it's appropriate. And we can't do anything with a budget until, as Ken says, next June. So I don't think we have a choice personally, but Maria, someone argued with me. Somebody tell me I'm
I
wrong.
have a question. If you're done. I just want.
I'm done.
So this was decided by the voters? Is that what it was? To change that? Is that
Correct.
was
It was
the,
on
that's
the-
what
it was on the
if I
ballot.
Remember
In
correctly.
24, it was on the ballot, the question was
Yeah.
to change his position from elected to appointed.
Okay, I wanna make sure I get that clear, okay. I don't know. So. Nope, sorry, Cal. Just
Oh, I'm done.
History, that's all.
I'm all done.
Hmm?
I just said if anybody had any thoughts to counter, I think we need to talk about it, just so that Jess and whoever is gonna interview can answer that question. I would think that would be a big, I'm sorry?
Hours, part-time, full-time, duties, responsibilities, and you're interviewing on Friday.
Punching in, punching out, are they expected to punch in and out from here? Are they allowed remote? Are they, what is it that council wants for this position?
Jess has been all over the place,
Right.
all the time,
She was
so.
elected.
I beg, yeah.
Yeah, so now it's appointed.
Well, so do we appoint someone that does, I know what Maria means. You kind of do your own thing, here, we hired you, you're on your own. I think that's what you mean, right? Shouldn't there be a prescribed?
It just
Well,
makes.
hourly,
Well,
not
you're gonna
hourly,
have
but
some hours
appointed
here,
usually
but
have a little
you're
more
also gonna be
structure.
doing
candies over
stuff probably at the library, at different places too, it's not just here.
In other words, you have a job description, is that what it is?
We don't, well, I mean, not officially.
not official.
How long is the appointment for? Is it till the next election?
No, the appointment
Until
is
the person
until
leaves or you remove them.
It doesn't never become an elected position.
No, what was the election? Like, put it back on the ballot to reverse it.
But these are questions that the candidates are most likely going to ask, so.
Right.
And Jessica has provided a very nice, did she come back? Hi.
She's back.
She's provided a very nice outline of what she has done. So I would think that could be the basis of an interview. But, maybe she can't do all those things, a new
Yeah, which
person.
is what she's said, you know, maybe the new person won't start right off with all that. You know, right? Doing the basics, and then if they wanna sit on the boards that Jessica sat on, that's up to them in time.
Right, but that, those are nighttime things and weekend things, is that what? Is that what you want? How do you wanna handle it from a personnel perspective?
Well, the charter does state the responsibilities of the social
Does
service
it?
director.
Okay.
Limited though. We are talking
More.
more about
Very limited.
the day-to-day operations and
Right.
management of that
Right.
department, which
I
been
think-
elected, so there hasn't been any.
I think given the nature of what she's been doing, I'd say, here's her salary, do what you can do, and a year from now, we say, has anybody heard anything about from this new person? I mean, Jessica's given us wonderful monthly reports of what she's been doing, and I appreciate, thank you. We know what she's been up to. So I think that the council, in my opinion, would say, after a period of time, is this person doing anything for the money that we're giving them? This is just my overview, but.
You want the charter language?
Beg your pardon?
Do you want the charter language?
Why don't you read it for
There
us?
shall be a director of social services who shall be appointed by the town council and who shall have such duties and responsibilities as are assigned to such directors, including directors of public welfare under state law.
That's it?
Go to state.
Well, Jess, I don't know what you've been up to, but I don't know, you've been a busy girl.
Do you want me to draft a job spec
Yes.
as a start, and then you can do the negotiations, I guess, with the person, not negotiations, but to discuss more what actually the
Be able to
availability
have
would
it ready for us
be. Friday?
morning.
Come on, Ken. But can we use, I mean, what about using Jessica's
Jess, can
description?
you email that to me?
I can,
Thank you.
I have a copy upstairs.
I have a copy.
Okay.
I have
If
a
it was
copy
emailed, I
right
want to
here,
type it again.
I think.
Yeah, I did provide a memo of programs that I'm running, core responsibilities, grants that I administer, and just the general duties of the social service director.
I think I probably have it.
It must be to a list of like the elderly that are getting help and people who need help with their energy
Yeah,
and that kind of thing.
yes.
That would be helpful.
Well, you know, since we've gone this far, I just want to take one more minute. Here is what she's been doing. Programs currently administered. Holiday giving program, Thanksgiving assistance program, school supplies program, growers give back. Exeter Extra is a program is ended when she's gone. EWG transition program. Support of the Exeter Village, which is now the Wood River Village, including attendance at steering committee meetings and event support and community outreach. Washington County Health Equity Zone Steering Committee member, but she's resigned from that. Good, probably a good thing, Jess. And Senior Farmers Market Nutrition Program, and a Salvation Army Service Coordinator. Jess, I want to say again, thank you for this, because I think we all know there's a large, well, a fairly lot. There are some people, not large, that need the kind of attention and services that you've provided. So now I guess it's a question of, what do you think about these? Which ones of these are good to support. Ken, you want this little thing? You got it too? Okay, that's enough.
Anybody have any other comments for this? Okay. Sorry to put a rush on you, Ken.
No, and Jess, a question about the food bank.
Yes,
That is, that was something that was handed over to you from the food bank?
a year ago,
Right.
yes.
And has the Reynolds been contacted, the trust?
No, because it's now part of the municipality, so it
Okay.
needs to be a 501c3 for the Reynolds Trust to support it. We have a lot of support for the food bank, but it is a
Right.
whole separate responsibility. I do have a good food bank committee. Another option that I thought of was maybe paying someone a small yearly stipend to kind of oversee the food bank out of the operating budget for the social service department. Take some of that responsibility away from the social service director and have one of my food bank committee members kind of oversee the food bank's operations. I did write a list of all the responsibilities of running the food bank.
I saw them, yeah, a lot of them. So I just recommend that, years ago, we signed the agreement with the Attorney General's office with the Reynolds Trust. There's an agreement in place, and at that time, there was a director of public welfare elected with a small budget. Now it seemed to grow a little more. Maybe we need to revisit that agreement to see how that money can now support the efforts, like the food bank. It's been 20 years maybe, right?
Good thought. It's a good thought, there's money there.
There's a lot of money there.
Yeah, there is a lot of money there.
$2 million.
So we could apply, appeal to get money from the Reynolds charity,
And the agreement was 20 years ago, so things have changed and things have to be updated. I don't see there would be a problem with requesting it.
Chat about that after.
Okay.
Can wages or stipend be paid out of
I don't
the
think
operating budget?
Not the stipend, but maybe if the food bank, say, and some of the components and activities could be funded out of that,
Yeah,
you know.
What,
but not wages or stipend.
one thing that I would recommend when it comes to anything to do with hiring somebody or paying them any kind of, especially if it's something other than minimum wage, to have a conversation with Denver Costa about it, to make sure that we're complying with, and whatever labor laws would apply to that as well.
So we'll try to dig the agreement out. I have a copy file somewhere at home, but we have one. It's an interesting read, but it reflects the times that we did it.
Ken's referring to what we had adjudicated by a judge. I think that judge told us what we should do to set up the committee. Because prior to that, when I was first sitting here years ago, and we had this fund, the Reynolds Trust, the Reynolds Fund, and I'd say, well, what happens to that money? Inquiring, as a new council person, and I was told by someone else on the council, oh, we can't touch that money. So why is the money given to the town with a lot of money? It's over $1 million now, right? And I'm not making that up, am I? No, see, people look at me like, why does he go on like that? Because it's over $1 million. Should we do something to help people with it? I think so. We all do, don't we? Sorry,
I just realized it's so Ken's gonna help us, and we'll have something Friday morning.
Send me something.
Thank you, Ken.
Thank you.
It's just gonna be.
It did? Yeah.
Do you have your copy of the agreement?
Any more discussion on this? Okay, let's move then to the Director of Emergency Management request for consideration, Code Red Memorandum Understanding.
Good evening, Honorable Council, Madam Town Council President.
Hello, Doreen.
Hello.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. So tonight, I'm here to address correspondence that came to our Town Council President from Thomas Defline. He is Legal Assistant Emergency Management Director at the Rhode Island Emergency Management Agency regarding something called Code Red. So I don't know if you're all familiar with this program, but it's a statewide program offered to all the municipalities at no cost. And what it is used for is we can customize it, but it's a message to our population as emergency management director to take action, to evacuate, to take shelter, to do something. So it's in an emergency use only. And as part of this letter correspondence, they have updated the system in Code Red and warning system. I also, in my department, have something called emergency management. It's just a sort of an alert email server system. So residents can go to my website and sign up and get some sort of, I have it at the bottom of my emails, green, yellow, red. So if there's a snowstorm coming and you need to take action, it's usually a red alert, and probably all seen that alert from me. So there's two different systems, they're very different. I use Code Red just for those you need to take, as a resident, you need to take an action. So this memo came from the state and asking our town council president and the town of Exeter to upgrade, or they are upgrading the system, and there's a memorandum of understanding that came with it. That reflects the system's new specifications, usage protocols, trainings, and compliance standards. I've taken this came to us last month. I had our attorney take a look at it just to make sure that it was past muster, as it were. There was another request was to appoint a single point of contact, which would be me. This verification person would be to ensure that the new Code Red platform is followed and it's current, trained, and correct. I would also request that I have a backup person. I would ask the council to be, I know Lynn is very busy, but maybe Pat as my backup for Code Red in the event that I'm on vacation or otherwise not available to administer these messages. So tonight I recommend that the council approve the memorandum of understanding, complete it came as part of your correspondence. I have a copy here, but I can also email. And so the state wants us to review it, to then reply back to the email with following information: my full name, official title, my phone number, my address, the signed memorandum of agreement, and then that was all.
Dory, you are recommending to us that we agree.
I recommend that the council agree to the.
I move that we accept the memorandum of agreement, recognize it.
I have one question.
Sure.
There was one point where Code Red had gotten hacked.
Yes.
Did they take care of all of that?
They have, and that was part of, well, they were already updating the system because it was antiquated, so then while they were updating, it got hacked. And I was told that it was really sort of, in the world of hacking, it wasn't as bad as personal information was not shared, birth dates, that sort of thing. But Code Red only just has emails, so they recommend that people change their email password. They change their password in Code Red. So everybody that going over the new system, the system is going to transition all the information over. But then I'm going to send out, once you agree to the memorandum, say, please go in and change your password. Because people often get lazy, right, and just use same password for everything, which is a problem in this day and age of the cybersecurity attack. So that would be my recommendation after we approve this. And I also request that you, Town Council President, address the Assistant Emergency Management Director with what he requested in his letter to you. It was addressed to you, so I believe that you would be the one who.
We don't have a memo of understanding.
You can have mine.
We don't have the memo of understanding. Yeah, I have it, right?
That came through supposedly.
From Thomas. From Thomas,
Thomas Duffy?
yes.
Yes. He specifically asked for. What?
What do you want?
Usually things reply to the email following information, they want to know who what the single point of contact is.
Okay, so this doesn't require any action by the council. This is
Okay,
just-
letter doesn't, just the memo does. So I just put your name in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jimmy Scott doesn't need storage.
Yeah.
That is a point of contact.
No expiration date.
No, and this is Karen. Oh, yeah, designates.
So when you make the motion, if you're gonna accept the memorandum of understanding, also appoint Dory as the special point, single point of contact between Rhode Island EMA and Exeter.
Well, I would include that in my motion.
Yeah, that's what I'm
But they
saying.
want my phone number, and email, it's not like they don't know who I am.
I had it here for this.
So I think there was a motion and a second already, so
Yeah.
there's a motion to amend the motion. Do you want to make a motion to amend?
Did you want to do that?
Well, I make a motion to amend, aiming to include Dory as the point of contact. Oh, I assume, I just assume.
The amendment?
Sure.
But I would like to do, could I also have an alternate on there, or?
We'd have to ask
I mean,
Matt
the-
first, if it's okay with her.
That's
Well,
what-
the agreement also doesn't seem to allow for that. I mean, is that,
Okay.
there's nothing in there that gives you a place for an alternate, it's a single.
You're
Like, are
right.
you on vacation?
You're
I
right.
mean, I agree, but.
Well, I'll speak to this under discussion. You know, I'm technically, informally, the liaison to Dory, but she's gonna have to twist her arms about who's gonna take over Code Red.
All right, so Cal, you read the motion, can we have a second?
I did, oh, I'm sorry.
Just
I'm
an
just,
amendment. All right, thanks.
I'm just discussing the motion.
We didn't,
And the motion, well,
As amended.
does not include,
We gotta vote on it.
does not include the liaison as an automatic. You gotta twist arms over here to see who's gonna help you. You know what I mean.
I do. You're the liaison. You're the liaison.
What, please? Yeah, well, then I resign as liaison. No, I don't know. I might be away too. I suppose I could be your, if you want, but these
Well, you'll have to
people-
get trained, there's a training.
Oh,
involved.
these people, they're interested in doing that. Look at the excitement on their faces.
Cal,
It's all online.
Nice try, Cal.
What really exciting.
kidding. All right, so you want to vote on the amendment, amended motion?
On the-
I'll
on the
make
amendment
a
first.
motion, let's vote on the amendment to your motion.
There you go.
Oh,
First,
sure.
Which would be to appoint Dory. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Now you can vote on the.
And now we'll vote on the
MOU.
motion.
Original motion.
Original motion as
To-
amended. Second.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And we can ask Patty if she'd like to.
That would be another agenda item.
Oh, good idea.
That would be, we can ask.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Patty can be the backup.
Oh, you might
It's
not.
not, because it's a new system.
So it would be another agenda item, and we can put it out to everybody if they want to do it. And the first question is that you're gonna get paid.
Yeah, we could just do it as an agenda item. Post it.
Do you want to find out the next time for election, how does it go back?
I'm a student.
1 and 5. It's just me.
Okay. See what they got, what?
Yeah.
It makes me nervous.
No, little people say they want to know.
Your name on
Yeah, there's only
there. No
one
other name.
slot on there.
There is no other spot.
Those cameras.
I had all.
Oh, yeah, exactly, what is it for?
Okay, Dory, thank you.
Thank you.
You don't like it? Come on.
This one, they didn't sign. The border one, and okay.
Thank you, Larry.
Welcome.
Now, we have a number of public works awarding of bids. The first one is street paving, and turn it over to Rob.
Good evening. Yes, I recommend, we've got several bid responses, and after looking, through the services, some tricky wording in there, so some low numbers look low, but then you read a little more, they got this to move the trailers, and it's all over the place. 6 years now, we've been working with T. Maiozzi without any issues, always delivered premium product. They deal with our little moves. We don't do 6 miles of road. We do a little piece over here, a little piece over there, and so they gotta mobilize. So there's no extra cost involved in that. And so, so it's not the lowest number, but it's absolutely for the service that I'm used to and been successful with. I'm recommending T. Maiozzi for the asphalt street paving.
So I'll make a motion to appoint T. Maiozzi LLC for the street paving.
Second.
Any discussion?
None.
Not here.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
Next is the modified asphalt chip seal with polymer cover in place.
Yep. Yes, again, Council, I would like to recommend Allstate Construction. It's the second year that we're going to be hiring this company. If we did go forward with that, their services is absolutely, again, we bounce around all the place. And we're not easy to do, but I try to do stuff in sections. They move right along. What I like about them is when I tell the financial town meeting, this is what I'm getting scheduled to be done, they didn't leave anything. They made sure, even at their own waste of time, they had to come back and they made sure they finished the job for Exeter, which to me, service, when the numbers are so close, when you're talking a couple of pennies between everybody, the service is where it's at. And again, very impressed with this company, and I look forward to using them again.
Make a motion to accept that bid as submitted.
Second.
For Allstate Construction Incorporated. And
Okay.
all those in favor, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
And number 3, the 2025-26 six-wheel plow sand dump truck.
So, again, we got several responses, and a lot of things were all over the place. We have 2 of the Western Stars in our fleet. We have 2 Freightliners in our fleet. We have 3 or 4 international, and some of them, the old models before DEF and all them systems. We'll be keeping them till they don't start no more, but we put preventative maintenance into these units. They turnkey, they're road ready at any time. One of them will be our spare truck. It's the one with the 10-co crane. It's an extendable crane. That's how we clean our catch basins. So I remind the council that instead of going out and replacing that truck, we put a new body on it for $50,000, and instead of replacing it for $400,000, $410,000 I think, we put $50-something thousand into that truck, and it's sitting there. It's road ready. It's ready to work, and so That one there eventually will be our spare truck. It's plowable, side dump, spreader, it's 100% turnkey, right down to the radio, the heater, everything works in it because preventative maintenance is all we've been doing in that shop. We've got two great mechanics. So what brings me to the platforms that I'm trying to move into. My strategy, I think I might have told you, is to move into a 7-year warranted units. So everything that we have now is not under warranty, except for some of the 1-tons. They're all relatively all late model, except for one. My strategy right now is to have the 7-year warranties and then be trading them in. And so when you look at trade-ins, the trade-in values of some of the older units I have, they wouldn't even give us 11 or 10,000 for them. What I'm trying to do is buy a better truck. I'm trying to have it equipped where it would be more attractive on the resale value. Not only preventative maintenance while it's in our possession and getting a solid unit out there, is resale towards the next and the future trucks to keep our fleet updated, under warranty. And the reason I say that is so important because it's no longer change a filter, weld this or that. It's electronics, it's computers, and you actually have to have technicians. And these technicians are $200 when it comes to diesel mechanics per hour. And you break down on the side of the road, we gotta tow it in. A lot of this stuff has the towing involved, under warranty, so we don't have to worry about the $25,000 repairs that we did 2 years ago. Maria, like a couple $100,000 in just repairs on some of these, these systems that for the environment are not friendly with the diesel engine. They're very finicky. And once it goes to a shop that's above the caliber of my mechanics, our mechanics, they could just say, this is what's wrong with it. And how can I say it's not? You're kind of, but if it's under warranty, whatever they want to say it is, let them fix it.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
It's not my problem. But in the meantime, I have solid units to depend on for our families out here. So I chose the Western Star. Can we just use, there's 2 trucks here, so that's the next line too. Can I talk about both at the same time? Or?
No, you have no passion for what you do.
Well, I'd like to, because what I'm trying to do is stick to a platform that we can understand at my shop level, have some stock parts on the shelves for these units, and just kind of just understand them more and get used to just one model instead of, I got Fords, Internationals, Freightliners, Western Stars, all these different mongrels, but some of them are good, some of them better. I think right now for the class of truck that we are looking at purchasing, the Western Star is definitely a solid truck, and it's also a very resaleable truck. It's desirable out in the workforce, and I kind of know a little bit about trucks, so I know that we're going to be able to get the money for a lot more than 15 grand on the resale value. First of all, we're going with decent horsepower. We're going with like preventative maintenance products from the build up. Instead of us going backwards, tearing it down and spraying some stuff on it, I'm talking undercarriage from the beginning. Self-greasing units that when I go to sell it, they don't have to worry about a DPW truck not being greased like that. We got bad rep with that stuff. These trucks are gonna just maintain themselves with us changing some fluids and checking some tire pressures and making sure the windows are clean and the rest is run it down the road. So my recommendation for both are with the ATG company, Advantage Truck Group out of Hartford Turnpike in Shrewsbury, Mass. For the 2027 bidded model, or Western Star, a 47X. Both of them are the same model platform. One has a Detroit engine, one has a Cummins engine. Now the problem with some of the bids with the Cummins platform is changing. They have a 9-liter and a 12-liter right now. All of a sudden, next year, they wanna come out with a 10-liter and get rid of the other two. That's experimental, in my opinion. We have a couple of the 9-liters in my fleet already, so I'm not worried about getting that one 9-liter. So, in other words, if you look in here, one has a Detroit and one has a Cummins. The truck that replaced truck 3 in the fire has that very same Detroit engine in it. I did a lot of checking before we even purchased that, about that platform. It's over a decade old, and it's proven in the market, and it's just, it has no really, like, that's the problem with that Detroit. The Cummins, we already have about 4 or 5 of them in the fleet. But now they're changing to Cummins, so I want to steer away from Cummins and let them figure it out for a little while. So that's my strategy, that's my opinion. My recommendation is go on both units. For the 6-wheel unit, ATG Advantage truck, and the 10-wheel unit, ATG Advantage truck.
So that's what, the Allison transmission?
Allison, yeah.
And where they get like 700 horsepower?
No, nothing like that. So right now, to answer that question, one has 450 horse, that's the 10-wheel, and then the 6-wheeler has 350. Now, all the other town trucks that we have are like 310, 320, so they're a little underpowered. They struggle coming up some of these hills, especially going out to 165 and that. And, you know, out in the big hills, your Levitt Lanes, your Sheffield Hills, you know, even Mail Road, that hump there, that's, you're doing 20, everyone's behind us, beeping, frustrated, and then they fly by us 100 miles an hour. Not saying that we want to go above the speed limit, but we should maintain the speed limit so we're not a safety hazard ourselves. They should get out of their own way. And again, key thing for me is because I'm trying to get into a strategy of turning these trucks over sooner. It used to be, when I was told, when I came around here, you just run these things into the ground and you get them for scrap price. In fact, I scrapped a couple of them down there, you know, and the scrap money came through the office and all this, everything was done right by the titles. We scrapped them. And that isn't my strategy. I want to get money back for these things.
We need a sustainable option, you know, long-term.
That's it. I'm shooting long-term is what I'm looking at.
You know, a fiscal responsible option, which just sounds like it is, and we do have the budget for it, right?
Yeah, this falls into my, see, what's happened is, I know we're buying 2 trucks this year, but I'm really, because the build is over a year, it's 360 days, I'm stretching out, I'm buying with 2 years' budget. So, that's how we're getting it done. And also, I've asked each contract, each dealership to allow me to buy the chassis outright, so I don't have to pay lot fees. So, and that was a strategy. This particular company included it with it so that we could either, so this is even a bigger bonus. They're giving me that discount and not making me pay for it up front. So we're gonna get that, you know, you're talking $6,000 or $8,000 per truck savings. That's huge money when it comes to what's coming on this, other money saving things. Let me go over that real quick. The electronics that I'm putting in them is gonna allow the driver not to be the person putting out the amounts of materials, say the sand and salt, that's so expensive. I'm setting them with road speed and they can't overdo it. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna save money by not wasting material too. But we don't have any of that. We have the old style, which driver can just turn the thing up, he can sit there, he can go get a coffee and leave it on, leave a pile there, like I've seen state guys do it. I'm not saying like we're perfect, but I've seen it happen. They go in for breakfast, 45 minutes, they're running their sander while they're sitting out
There's
there.
some good centralized control mechanisms.
These trucks won't allow that. If it's not moving, it don't move. So it's just all those bells and whistles that, again, the resale value on that is gonna be like, yeah, so you got all those little things. I know it's a lot of money, but we're getting a lot of truck and we're gonna have a lot of resale value. So that's my recommendation at this time.
Move that we approve Rob's recommendation to purchase 2 trucks from Advantage Trucks vehicles.
Second.
Now, one question of Maria. Is he okay?
Well, we went over this one last week.
I figured you did. I figured
Right.
you did.
As far as like what he needed, what's in the budget, and then hopefully what will be funded in.
Yeah, I mean, we're counting on at least to have, you know, even if we zero, whatever you call it, move
If we
it
level
forward,
fund.
level fund.
So obviously we, he's counting on at least level funding for equipment for next year because, as he said, it's a 2-year program, but historically we have, and so I can't see.
Actually, my strategy is probably a 10-year to actually, one after another, the next 7 or 8 years, replace all that other stuff except for truck 1, which is that catch basin truck. Keep that forever. And there is no trade-ins here. I think you all know that. This is growing our fleet from 8 big trucks, 1 that we don't want to use, so 7 big trucks, to 10, 1 we don't want to use. So 9 big trucks is what we really want. We always have that other spare that's sitting there just in case we have a breakdown in the middle of an event. But that's the strategy. Every 103-mile town we live in, for every 10 miles, you should have 1 man and 1 truck to maintain that area. And that's the most efficient way you can do it, in my opinion.
Was that motion for both?
Yes.
Both, yes.
Any other questions?
None.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Rob.
I just want to put on the record that all these bids were timely received and duly opened.
Thank you, Lynn.
Public Works Additional Compensation, the director, that unfortunately we tried to get an appointment with Ben Regasta, but because of the holidays and everything, we couldn't get it until the 22nd of this month.
27.
27 of this
Please
month.
say the 27th.
So we will be meeting with him then and to discuss all this, so, and figure that out.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Appreciate you even looking at it. Thank you.
Anyone else have anything to say about? And F, a resolution regarding the restoration of general revenue share to cities and towns. And that was something we were gonna do last month, but we didn't get to it. So it's just asking the state to give us back our money. So I'll make a motion to accept, to
Adopt maybe the
adopt
resolution.
the resolution regarding the restoration of general revenue sharing to cities and towns and postal.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Give us our money back.
Good.
We can buy trucks.
Madam Chair, may I ask a question?
Yes.
Is there any ability to notify the state reps and the senators that you're looking for that money to come back and have them advocate
Yes,
for it?
that's part of the
Okay, good,
resolution.
okay.
Good question.
We go into order for everyone, cities, towns.
Good question.
Thank you.
We're moving to unfinished business, a request from the state commander, veteran service officer, John Cianci, property tax exemption for veterans. Joe, did he ever get back to you with anything? I thought he was gonna give like Smithfield or something.
He was gonna get the Situate one.
The Situate one,
Yeah, he was gonna get there, what they put on shows.
'cause I haven't seen anything.
Yeah.
I didn't get anything.
There was a list that he discussed with me, and it shows, all the different towns exemptions across the state and, the number of veterans affected, broken down by county, along with 2 municipalities, Burrville and Cranston, that offer a 100% exemption currently. The next being Situate, that's pretty close, it's substantial. And I also know that there's some legislation at the state senate currently that they're looking to adopt similar statute like Connecticut just did, which was, I think, the 23rd state in the union that has these types of laws.
So should we continue that till we get either a copy of?
I would say so, yeah, but it has to go to someone else other than me, since I abstained from this.
Okay. Can we contact John CNC and ask him, because he was gonna give us,
Me?
yeah.
Thank you, Ariel.
I can compile something. I reached out to the Assessors Association, so I can compile something if needed to from the 39 cities and towns. If that would be helpful. Yeah, I'll do a spreadsheet up there. Currently offering.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I know that the original request to us was 100%, and I just wonder if there might be a possibility, if we go forward, that we could do something, but not maybe 100, maybe something less, but that's something that we need to look at. What did we call this?
They do get something, and they're already an exemption.
There's a $5,000 exemption off the assessment currently for all veterans.
And they're able to do sliding scale, right?
Yeah, if the total household income is less than 52,000, they can get an additional percentage off currently. And that would be for all veterans currently.
So we can continue that till next month. Notice of violations, cease and resist orders, enforcement, Cal, I think you put that out.
I did, only because we're aware of situations that occur from time to time. These are violations that have been filed either by our zoning officer or by our building inspector. And my concern was whether or not the follow-up is in place if no response comes about. And most recently, with the fire that we all know about on Yorgo Valley Road, here's a situation where we've all got copies of these violations. The house is burned. There are 4 violations, and I only know this from having a conversation with our zoning officer, that there are 4 at possibly $500 a day if the violations aren't corrected. Well, you know, we have a situation that eventually we've got to resolve. We all saw pictures of, 40 cars in the woods, and it has to be addressed. And the violation calls for up to 500. I keep learning, everybody else may know all of this, but I keep learning. And so my concern is, in a case like this or others, how do we proceed? And I believe the council has to make those determinations. I don't know if it should be based on a recommendation from the official that's issued the violation, or what. I'd really like to ask, I see our zoning officers down there in the corner. Oh, there he is. I don't know, Ada, would you want to say a word about this, or can you add something to what I've been saying here?
Actually, I spoke with Mr. Corsi today, because he did reach out to me. It was in the fire.
Oh, the fire.
Well, first, let me say Happy New Year to everyone.
Oh, Happy New Year.
Okay. Yeah, I spoke with Mr. Corsi today, because in the fire, the paperwork that we sent him burnt up. He has retained Terrence Livingston, I'm not sure, okay. He's from the same law firm that fought the town years ago over the same situation. So he is looking to appeal our violation.
Violations,
So,
okay.
he did just now send, while I was sitting here, sent me his attorney's information, so I'm gonna send him our violations, and I guess we'll go from there.
So process-wise, if Mr. Corsi files an appeal with the zoning board within the amount of time that's set out in the ordinance,
He's passed the 15 days.
so that'll be a question for the zoning board as to whether or not that is a problem, the reasonableness of the whole thing.
He obviously has a hardship.
Well, right, so I'll defer to the zoning board as to that. But while there's an appeal pending, there is no enforcement during that time. It's automatically stayed by operation of a state statute unless it's determined that it's a public health problem, which I think you can make a pretty good argument about based on what we've talked about. At which point, there is a mechanism to get around that automatic stay. So that's something that can be considered. But I suspect that we're probably gonna get, he's got a lawyer involved, we're probably gonna end up in court on that pretty quickly, and odds are, I don't think anything's gonna be towing the cars off the lot very quickly, would be my guess. So, right now, I would think that the thing to do is to let this proceed through the zoning board process.
That's where it goes next, is the appeal of your violation notice, he goes to the zoning board to ask that your action be overturned, basically. Okay. And then the zoning board decides whether or not the information provided is valid.
Yeah, once a notice of appeal is filed with the zoning board then determines who's right, besides the accuracy essentially of the violation. And then from there, there's a right to appeal to the Superior Court. And that's the general process on any kind of a zoning violation. That's how those proceed through. And the assumption is that for most of these, everybody has the right to go through that process before they get shut down, basically. That's the general rule.
Yeah, so this is a significant issue. Obviously, you had the total loss fire on December 31st, but a previous fire a couple months prior to, which was problematic for the fire department because they had to run over 100 yards of hoses to get down his driveway to put that car fire out. And now we see, a couple months later, a total loss of the house because yet again, 4-alarm fire now this time. Hundreds of yards of hoses being run down, not enough water, things of that nature. So had enforcement been mandated, perhaps this house would not have been a total loss on December 31st.
So I think there are some concerns about what is listed on the agenda as far as what we're allowed to talk about right now. This particular violation is not listed, so we should try to keep it as general as we can.
Once again, my reason for putting that broad-based, if you will, agenda item was to be sure that the officers, building and zoning, know that we will support something about follow-up if necessary. I know I talked to David, and he said one of his violated notices, the party followed through and did exactly what he told them they needed to do. And that might have been true for 2. I don't know if all 3, if you got the response you should have gotten, but we need to tell David and Randy that they should let us know what they should do if they don't already know about notification of a second run. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to see how we help them do what they need to do, because we've got all of these, lots of violations, and I hope they're all being remedied, is my point. And if they're not, I wish we could encourage the remedy, tell them we support whatever has to be done. Anyway, that's it. David, anything that I could add to this discussion? Am I making sense, what I'm trying to say here?
Yes, you're making sense.
Okay, all right, well, okay, that's enough. Thank you.
Keep it on the agenda?
Do you wanna keep it on?
Well, we really didn't do anything about what I had suggested is to tell them that they should do 3. Maybe that happens, I don't know. David's new, Ron's been doing this a long time. I'd say maybe one more month, and then see what you folks think about following up on violations. Okay, thank you.
What's enforcement?
And now, unfinished business, C, December communication, it was, number 6, a letter from Nancy Ross. She wanted to, start a food pantry for, pets in Exeter.
Yeah.
Right now, we just dump it off there.
Yeah,
They're
so-
not open.
So, when I spoke with Nancy, I did a phone call, and we discussed we're gonna get together after the holiday. So I hadn't had a chance yet to do that, so I expect that this month, and explore the options that we may have. So, I would leave it on, and we'll leave more to discuss this coming month.
Yeah, because you were talking about something like put some in the transfer station.
I think that's a great location.
Yeah.
A lot of travel, a lot of people through there, so.
Just like Floyd's barber shop.
Exactly. And we're gonna have a new reuse shed that's getting built. I had a permit for a while now, so it'll be built as soon as I can, and we're gonna open that up to residents and let them.
Yeah, it looks good now.
That's all part of me deferring our stuff from the landfill, which we get credits for, which would benefit everybody down the road.
Very good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, and number D, unfinished business D, future town hall, Ken?
There was, last month, there was approval of the scoring for the requests for qualifications. And I kind of wrote down, I was able to replicate what happened. There was an issue with the table being transferred over from Excel into Word. The table that I use for the scoring, been using it 10 years, 15 years, that, there's 3 tabs on it. You set the first tab with how many people apply, and then it goes on for the second and third. We had 5 applicants at first we thought, and then one of them showed up in an email in time. So while I adjusted the template, I used the template to add the 6 and score them out, but it didn't transfer over to the Word document appropriately. And I worked off the Word document after I transferred it over, and made the assumption that they were all sitting there. So it did make a difference. I talked to Ken because it does, you didn't actually approve the order, but you approved the memo last one, so we just have to get this one approved. I spent hours going through and finally figured out what went wrong. It was very simple, but it was devastating process.
Well,
I was just wondering, can we do some stuff outside that they've asked for us to do, like stormwater runoff over there? To at least start doing something over there?
I don't take a look at the RFQ. I don't know if it is tied into the project, the building, so we could bring it up during that discussion. They do have the qualifications, we'd be hiring the same type of company anyways.
With regards to the storm water runoff, is that the water runoff that goes onto the adjacent property?
no, it's a truck. I think
I'm
that's
not
it.
sure what
Not
the
only truck,
was,
yeah.
but
I think that's
know
it.
Yeah.
they said-
Yeah, that would be Mr. Davis's property then we're talking about, right?
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're just looking at the cost of the product that they're gonna provide. The actual specs would be determined with the council, discussion with the architect and what you want to do. And I'm sure there'll be a price for that type of service put in their menu.
What, I'd like to, I don't know if you want to recognize him or not, that guy. Sure.
Oh, sure.
Sorry, a question. Then you mentioned that it changed the results. Did it change the ranking on the top three?
Yes. The scores remain the same, but the top three now,
What were the top, what are the new top three?
it would be Brewster, LL, B, and Asnaro. So it was just Brewster. Thornton's name was transposed with Signal Works name. So they had the tables stayed the same to the scoring, but the names are transposed.
Diane, can I just speak to what's the agenda item regarding the whole building issue? I've been talking about this for a while, and Ken's been trying to move things forward. But I just want and especially two new council members, but Ray, you weren't even here then either. I did a little research here, and I want you to see that, once again, buying the building, we've done it, now we need to move toward it. So I made a motion, we hire a project manager or a general contractor to oversee. You'll see the first thing you see there, but there wasn't a second. So we proceeded with discussion, and eventually, we discussed who could work with Ken, and there was a motion made by me to plan and direct the planning, social services, board of campuses, so forth, them to create spaces, seconded by Mr. LaFave. And then, instead of a project manager, if you see at the end of this research here, this is from June 2024, so we're going on to 2 years. Mr. Patterson suggested, instead of hiring a project manager, that he and Mr. Finley would act as the manager. So, once again, to accommodate, I made a motion that Mr. Patterson work with Ken to facilitate the issues that need to be addressed and the construction that may need to take place in order to make the building appropriate for those departments. Mr. LaFave seconded the motion, and it was a unanimous vote. So then that raised questions, but eventually, you see, Dan and Ken have worked on this. Now, Dan is no longer on the council, so it seems that we ought to have a council person work with Ken so that they can coordinate and assist when needed. I don't know.
I'll work
But
with
I'm
them.
going, I'm gonna make a motion. Thank you.
I'm
gonna make a
certified.
motion to have Joe serve as a liaison, an assistant, and whatever we're gonna call him, to work with Ken.
So for the record, I'm certified senior program project manager at the federal level for construction projects greater than $100 million. So I'll work with you, Ken, on it.
Thank you.
I didn't know that.
I'll second that motion.
I didn't know that, but he's already inquired about issues relating to the building. So I thought, I don't know if he'll do it, but he'll do it. So, thank you, Joe.
Nice.
So, work together and see how you can move it. How's that,
So we
okay?
have a motion, a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I just have another question for Ken. When you interview, I know I've spoken to Bill about this, Do you think you could sit, and maybe you'll sit too for interviews?
Yeah.
That you can sit together so that you can hear and then discuss what you've heard afterwards? Was that?
The initial silo is that memo that's gonna be sent to them, you know, a phone call, a memo sent out. I'm
Right.
sure we'd have to, if they wanted to meet down at the site.
Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah.
I know, when I spoke to Bill, he thought it might be just an email communication, so I think it's good for people to sit and listen collectively, but I don't know, we'll let Joe's gonna work with you on that.
Way to go, Joe.
Thank you.
Right?
You rock.
Right.
Thank you. I don't have anything else to say, but
We gotta approve the memo, and then also if you want to, we're usually 3 people on the negotiations, so I thought maybe if Maria wanted to be on it, and she's just reviewing the finances of it, to make sure we have enough in consideration of the work they're gonna provide and the hours they're gonna put in, they estimate to put in. You don't even have to talk to them, I don't think, Maria.
Sounds like.
So motion.
Is that a motion to have Maria?
Motion to what, approve memo, the scoring memo?
Yeah. The revised memo.
Approve the revised scoring memo, right? And,
is she gonna interview? No, she.
all right, so that's one.
That's one.
Let's
And
make
then
that
the other
one.
one's just-
Okay.
Maria can volunteer if she wants.
So
Motion.
Somebody want to second that?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
And then,
Do you need a motion to have that little committee or? No.
I don't think so, Maria's just, if you want, you can.
Okay.
I don't think it's necessary.
Okay.
anything more on that, or? So we'll move to E, New Road and 10 Rock Road, intersection, traffic safety issues. Did we get that survey back yet?
Yeah, well, no, actually, we did, we got 3 bids. I hired the lowest bid. He's a resident, and this is an unfriendly time of year to do that type of service. So that's how I think the snag is. He could be very well already been inside the vault looking up stuff to build on that, but he hasn't got back to me as of right now. But, you know, hopefully, you know, I'll give him a ring and see how he's making out. You know, but I know this time of year is not very good for surveying, snow covered and everything else, so the post would be hard to find and things of that nature.
It's not,
Wait, this winter's going.
it's not a good time to play golf either.
Not a good time for golf.
You know,
Well, if
the
they have
issue,
large balls, you can do that.
I just let me say, that issue, that New Road is one standing, so the fact that it's being addressed, even if it takes a while, it's better not to address than not to address it at all.
And I'd like to apologize because you asked me to see about that mirror.
Yeah.
And it did move.
Oh,
So now we've made it so it cannot move. I don't care what kind of wind Mother Nature throws at me, it is solid. And it, you know, that thing's very durable. And you know, the line stripes, even though we're starting to spread the sand, it's still there. So we're doing what we can up to this point to mitigate.
you know, the mirror, answer this, does the mirror only show people, see, I don't drive the road, but does it only show people that are coming up the hill?
No, it shows the entire, both
does.
lanes.
Both ways.
Both lanes, you can see
It
the
doesn't,
entire.
look to me like, all right.
Well, maybe the last time, when you mentioned it, I went over there, I was like, no, it's still, but it had tweaked a little bit. Now I got it, and then we reinforced it so it can't move.
Good,
Yeah, good to go.
good. Thank you.
Welcome, thank you.
Madam Chair, if I could add to the conversation, this 102, as most of us know, is a scenic roadway, and any curb cuts or anything else that happens on this road has to be cleared through DOT. So it will be very interesting to me to know whether or not they have been, at least, not with the work crews, with DOT.
So, this is the initial, I'm starting at the beginning because it's new to me, and maybe other people have some experience with it, but I need to find what's town-owned, what's privately owned, and what's state-owned, and then I will present to the state, the residents and everybody involved,
Thank you,
because something
Rob.
has
Thank
to
you.
happen there
Thank you.
before somebody gets hurt,
Yep,
or
that's-
even worse there.
Yeah.
It's a terrible spot.
But they're putting in lots of railings coming all the way up in.
Mm.
Take a look at Charlestown, and that is also a scenic roadway, and there are brown railings, and what Scott Millar got at, down at the Exeter golf course, that belongs on a scenic roadway, not the silver
I
ones.
like that too. The posts.
You know, this is a
Wouldn't-
long-standing issue, and the comp plan addresses the importance of maintaining this scenic road and what needs to be done, what should be done. And my understanding is that there needs to be a local ordinance, and I could be wrong, but this is what I was told before, to assist with that process of maintaining the integrity of the scenic road.
I've had a conversation with Bob Rocchio, who's second in command up at DOT, and he has indicated that you need to have someone within, I don't care if it's Rob or someone on the council, it can be me, it can be anybody, that has a direct line to DOT of what's happening and whether or not they're curb cuts. It can be your town planner.
Okay. Then we're way off the subject, but I'd like to recommend that we put under new business something about maintaining the integrity of the scenic highway. And then, under discussion, we'll figure out what we need to
It
do.
increases everybody's value in the town to have a scenic roadway maintained.
Anyway. All right, so Lynn, if you don't mind, please, new business.
Got it.
Thank you, Rob, thank you. Okay, good, thank you.
And the status of I-125 Commission, the Exeter Historic Preservation Commission, and
Oh,
she's left.
but she, was there, yeah, I don't know, I know Tressa Bonner has been doing quite a bit of work on this, but
Keep that on.
I think we should keep an eye on it, because next year, this is the year. So as notices might come forward, there's something planned for a joint celebration with West Greenwich in July. So, but I don't know details, but we'll get them to you.
And communication, you pulled number 1, I was gonna pull that off.
Okay, so.
Carrie's here. So I was gonna refer to Carrie.
Oh, yeah.
Did someone pull,
She has
number
it, I
11
gave
or
it
12?
to her.
Did anyone pull 11 or 12?
No.
No.
Excuse me, I did give her, no, I gave Carrie number 1.
All right, so, should we put this item on the agenda for council action? Why not?
For next, yeah,
Right.
I think so.
For February.
And,
Well, according to communication, North Kingstown already doesn't tax it. But you,
I reached, if I
yes, Carrie's
give
getting
background, when the Rhode Island Historical Society originally sold to that entity, I reached out to the property owner and he told me to contact his attorney, John Boyd, that sent the notice, to advise them that I wouldn't be tax exempting the property because that entity doesn't fall under state statute. 2 years have gone past and I notified him multiple times, like when the first quarter passed and he was delinquent on the original bill. I think Kim our tax collector had mentioned that he's 2 years behind. So he is looking to go up for tax sale for this upcoming year. in July. June. The property in North Kingstown, the assessor had changed, it was Linda Sweck, and it's a new assessor, so she just inherited that tax exemption. However, I did reach out to the assessor's group, and almost all of them, I don't think there was one that agreed to exempt them, that they would not exempt under that entity, because it's not tax exempted by state statute. It's the Rhode Island, it's the Narragansett, I don't have the folder in front of me, but the entity that it's owned by is the Narragansett Indian Tribe Historical Preservation Office, not the Rhode Island, not the entity exempted by state statute. It's a vacant piece of property. John Coy had mentioned the history of the property.
It was quite fascinating, actually, to read that history.
Rhode Island Historical Society is deemed tax exempt by state statute.
But now they sold it.
Right.
So now there's no longer an exemption.
So it's a vacant piece of land, it's assessed at around $280,000, which generates like a $3,500 roughly, give or take, depending on the tax rate annually. But they're not a tax exempt entity, so he is looking.
Well, I wonder, I mean, could they, I mean, it's a vacant historic site, if somebody's gonna take it over if it goes to tax sale, or?
It will be up, he's well aware that it's gonna be going up for tax sale.
But it has been taxed previously for years.
2 years.
No, but what about people,
Oh, no, it was exempt
It
under.
wasn't taxed because it was owned by the Rhode Island Historical Society. Okay.
Even before the first bill went out, I notified them that they're looking at unless something, or they can do something that shows otherwise, and I haven't received any.
You mean the Narragansett tribe?
Right.
Yeah, because I would think, wouldn't they have some kind of something? You'd think that they would with property that they own.
But not under that entity that they purchased it by, and otherwise they would, yeah, so.
Okay. So it's not your recommendation that we do this at this point, or it could be?
I'm definitely not retroactively, but,
No. Could be.
if that's the option of, if that's the desire of the
Feeling
council
of
to
the council
to
exempt them.
the one property, that would be, but they're not tax exempt.
They are tax exempt, they're a tax exempt under that entity's name or change.
And there was 2 years that could have been,
Well, it's not on the agenda
So
for
let's
us
put
to
it
act,
on February.
but I'd like to see it there. And then I'd like to know if there are other indigenous people own property around that we should talk, I mean, maybe they should be.
in Charleston, there's property that's deemed taxable
Yes.
under the entity as well. So I think it's really the ownership, and I don't I'm not privy to the behind the scenes and the different, subsections of the tribe. You could petition the state. Recently in North Kingstown, there's it was previously the YMCA, it's the Ocean State Wellness. They have complete tax exempt status.
But they're not indigenous people.
DCYF, they have asked for it, so I understand.
Okay.
But there is a way to petition the state to receive full tax exempt status.
All right, well, we'll move on. So we just put it on February subject, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you. Sorry to cause that.
Number 5, Cal,
I did, I was just wondering if only to see if it has already been passed to Maria for her to take a look, and if not, could we just pass it to, I don't know that it's, Maria, I don't know that it's anything we would be interested in, but it's about money.
Well, we already have a fixed,
I know.
rate, so I don't know if we can take advantage, you're talking about a community
Yeah.
solar program that,
Right.
I mean, I can look at it, I haven't seen it.
So you wanna refer to her and put it
Yes,
on the
please.
February agenda?
No,
No?
just refer it to her.
Oh.
If she feels it's something we should address, then Maria
Then she
might
can
add
bring
it
it.
to the agenda.
Okay.
But only if she thinks it's something worth our while to consider. That's it.
I'll make a motion to take a 5-minute recess and go into executive session.
I'll second that.
Good luck, Ken.
You too.
I know how.
That's a